Hi everyone, it's Koinzell here. So the version 2.0 full patch notes have just been out. It's very fresh, only 34 minutes ago as of the point of me making this video. And it's so big that there's two parts to it. On top of that, the new Shimmering Voyage OST is also out. I'll put a link to it, at least the ones that I'm using in this video. If you notice this background music, it's the one where you first do combat with Divaling in the sky. Right before you're able to do the free wishes, the in-game given free wishes, before you unlock the wish system basically. Alright, so since it's two parts, I'm going to go fast. I'm going to just focus on what we have, what is new in terms of the 2.0 patch notes. So standard 300 Primogems, yeah. New region Inazuma, as expected, is 3 areas: Narukami Island, Kanazuka, and Yashiori. AR 30 and above, or above. And we need to complete the Archon Quest Chapter 2 at 1 first before we can unlock Inazuma. So basically everyone at 11 AM on 21st July will be rushing through the story quest. Now, the new system in Inazuma, all of this, plus this session here, we have already covered in our exploration mechanics video, so I'm not going to cover them. Reputation, as we all know, is standard stuff, and expeditions, daily commissions, other new content added in Inazuma, so that's good, that's expected. New domains, let's talk about new domains, yeah? So, new domain of forgery, this is obviously the weapon ascension domain. Domain of mastery will be the character talent materials, or the ninja looking like Sucrose, yeah? And the domain of blessing is the artifact domain. So this is very important. Seeing this basically means that we do not have to get the artifacts from bosses. We can use domains to farm the Emblem artifact, Emblem of Severed Fate, and the other one is Shinemewa something. I can't remember the full name, sorry. And the remaining 3 domains will be story domains, yeah, story dungeon domains. Okay, next is new characters. I'm not going to cover this because all of this we already know, yeah. So no point talking about them. As for Electro Traveler, same thing. Interact with a statue of 7 Electro to resonate with Electro element. New weapons, no need to talk about them. Okay, Shiminawa's Reminiscence. That's the artifact name. Okay, free Beidou. Yes. Yeah, you use Thunder Pellets and Thunder Crystals to get them from the event, and on there's 4 ads, so it's a long running event. AR 30 or above, and completing parts of the Archon quest within the chapter itself. So this is still the event, the Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4 event, and you see that you need to complete certain quests in order to unlock the event. But honestly speaking, by the time you make your way to Inazuma, I'm sure all of these will be unlocked anyway. Okay, now let's talk about part 2. Okay, I think I'm going fast enough, right? So part 2, new Archon quest. So you have chapter 2, Act 1, chapter 2, Act 2, and it's going to be Beidou's Crux Fleet that brings us to Inazuma. I really like this portion here. The traveler never stops for long. Now is as good a time as any to embrace destiny and set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest, the nation of eternity. Good stuff. Okay, so in order to make it a bit more beginner friendly, they have already adjusted the earlier Archon quest to a lower AR. So in the past you need AR 36 to clear everything, now you only need AR 28 basically. And they adjust all the monsters accordingly as well. Story quest, so Ayaka actually has 1 story quest, Yuimiya 1 story quest as expected. The 5-star characters get story quests, Sayu unfortunately doesn't get any. World quest, wow, there's a whole bunch, yeah. So it's about 20 plus I think, or 30 plus. New monsters, so I'm not going to cover this since it was already covered in miHoYo's post on the monsters. I didn't do a video on it because I hadn't been feeling well the past few days. But it's interesting because there's Electro Samurai, Pyro Samurai, and obviously all the different type of Electro Hilichers, and also a Hydro Fatui, Mirror Maiden, and obviously the new type of Ruin mobs. Okay, Epitomized path. Unfortunately, I already glanced through. This remains. I was hoping that this is changed, but no. So when this Epitome invocation ends, your accumulated fate points will also be reset. This is the main reason why this is a wheel feature and not a F2P friendly feature. Very, very unfortunate, but let's hope they change this in future versions, yeah? Alright, now, as they promised in the dev notes, we are able to select region for commission quests. That's nice, because obviously with Inazuma out, everyone would want to select Inazuma commissions, right? New gadgets, I'm actually quite surprised there's so many of it. But which is to be expected really, because some of this is the standard stuff. Electro Resonance Stones, Electro Treasure Compass, Mini Seelie, the Electro Seelie. I'm very, very interested in getting the Mini Seelie Viola. Yeah, I think you have some other items like Red Feather Fan, maybe that's the event. And this Artifact Strongbox obviously comes from the Mystic Offering. So new crafting bench function. So we already know about this, now I'm not going to talk too much about it. Then there's it's basically 3 for 1. Okay, consume 3 5-star artifacts that you do not want to get artifact strongbox. And you can select which type of artifact, but only these 4. Gladiator, Wanderers, Bloodstain, and Nobliss. New Riches of the Realm. Okay, this I already covered in my gardening video of Inazuma, so check that out. I'll put the link in the top right corner as well. New recipes. Okay, this is interesting because they are adding a whole bunch of Japanese cuisine here, and it's very nice. And there's a very, very funny food here. Dizziness Beyond no Jitsu version 2.0. Wow. Okay. So anyway, very interested to check out all these new cuisine as well. It's a nice flavor to the game. New achievements, definitely new amount of Primogems that you can get. New name cards, character name cards, BP name cards, and as well the storyline Inazuma name cards. What else? Let's see. New animals. Pale Red Cap, General Crab, Violet Ibis, Marrow Lizard, Crow, Kitsune, Bake Tanuki, Electro Crystal Fly. So yeah, good stuff. Let's explore new region with new animals, new plants, new materials. Yes. Okay, this already covered in my Serenitea Pot video, so not going to touch about it. Now, Spiral Abyss. We have new floors with obviously Electro team. The first one is Plasma Field, taking Electro damage. This is obviously not a buff for us, it's a boon, a challenge. And then there will be a leader amongst the opponents on floor 10. Basically, you need to take out the attendants, otherwise the attendants, other than buffing the resistance, which is still manageable, the worst thing is that they restore the leader's HP every 12 seconds. Each attendant restores 5% HP. So when there are no attendants, the leader doesn't get any effect. So obviously you gotta take out the attendants, then you take out the leader. Floor 11. Completely designed for Yoimiya and Ayaka. Why? Pyro damage increased by 60%, Cryo damage increased by 60%. Hey, this is the Abyss Herald music. Nice. I have not listened to the full soundtrack as well because it was just out. So very nice to hear it now. So yeah, nothing much to talk about other than that. It's designed for Ayaka and Yoimiya, and also Wu Tao and Gan Yu, and basically any Pyro Cryo DPS that you have. Alright. Floor 12. Okay, floor 12 is the one that's interesting. Now they are adding a energy type. You know, in the previous floor 12, they have not added any ley line. Sometimes, most of the time, it's like no ley line disorder. This time round, they are adding something called energy type, where during low tide, all characters in the party cannot gain elemental energy. Oh my god, this is my favorite music of the whole game. We cannot be reunited, that music, yeah? So, I almost don't want to talk just to listen to the music, but okay. Let's focus on finishing the video ASAP, yeah? So, low tide, all characters in the party cannot gain elemental energy. High tide, you gain a large amount of elemental particles, restoring 10 elemental energy when a character's attack. It doesn't say what type of attack, so it means that any attack will restore 10 elemental energy, and it occurs every 2.8 seconds. And 10-second cycle would mean that this can occur 3 to 4 times in one high tide. Actually 3 times. No, sorry, 4 times in one high tide, assuming you trigger it the moment it starts. Oh, Eula's main team. Okay, sorry, I'm very distracted by the OST because there's a lot of good stuff on the OST, yeah? So what this means is that during low tide, you should be spamming your burst, and during high tide, you should be focusing on getting back your energy and restoring your burst. Or you can do the other way, high tide, you spend your burst and you regain your energy at the same time, if you are able to do so. Okay, now let's talk about the phases. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. So every 15 days, this is what we will get in the Spiral Abyss. Phase 1, how should I put it? Phase 1 rewards you for not using your burst, in a sense. When your active character's elemental energy fully charged, defense of opponents hit by the character's normal charge of bludgeoning attacks decreased by 7%. So obviously this is not good for Cell, because Cell will not get fully charged, but this is good for other auto attack characters to get a 35% debuff of defense reduction on opponents. Not too bad. So this favors auto attack characters with full energy. Example Eula, because Eula's burst is very situational. You should use it only when you can make good use of it. When active characters obtains an elemental orb or elemental particle, character will unleash a shockwave. So this is quite straightforward. Every 4 seconds is phase 2. Phase 3 is interesting. After unleashing elemental burst, attack of every character increased by 20%, but it's maximum of 3 stacks, which means that you can stack up to 3 stacks, which is 60% attack. So quite significant for setting up like those huge one-time bursts, one-shot burst kind of thing, which is nice. Alright. Audio is great that they add voice lines that trigger when character is low HP, so there's a bit of flavor to it. You feel the urgency, and on top of that, you know your character is at low enough HP. Maybe for some people they don't pay enough attention, that the character dies before they can react. Adds Japanese voice for some characters. I'll guess this is for NPCs, right? So some other QOL stuff, I'll guess. You know, the PSN linking information, some audio adjustments. Okay, this is one key point, one of the last key point I want to bring out, which is the animation performance adjustment of Mona's alternate sprint. So it sounds like she's gonna get her alternate sprint is gonna be improved to the state where it's similar to Ganyu's, where it's faster, and on top of that, you can cancel it using a normal attack when you come out of the alternate sprint. So you come out of the alternate sprint, you apply your be it Cryo or Hydro Aura, depending on which character, and you use your normal attack, and you'll be able to recover from the alternate sprint. Because previously her alternate sprint really wastes a lot of time. I hate using her because of that. Now it's gonna be a different story. Okay. Sorry. Optimizes expressions for some characters in combat. Okay. Adjust description on Incl. This makes a lot more sense to me, because every time they add a new ore, they don't need to add a description. So that's all. And that is it for the 2.0 patch notes. I apologize if I go really fast, but it's also wait. I just saw 2 very important information here. Okay, first off, map pins increased from 99 to 150. Thank you, MiHoYo. Although 150 is still kind of low, I think the best would be sweet spot is 200, but it's okay. At least it's increased, right? Adjust contents of the Gnostic Hum bundle. Replace Mondstadt talent level up material bundles with Inazuma's talent level up materials. Okay, this is very important. Basically, the battle pass now gives you Inazuma instead of Mondstadt. So it gives you Li Yue and Inazuma talent materials. This is awesome. This is freaking fantastic. So this changes everything. Why? Because it may make sense to save our weekly bosses for when Inazuma is out, so that we get some earlier levels of our BP. 2 levels of our BP, right? 1.8k SP actually, it's not too much. 2 levels, and we get our Inazuma Tavern level up material earlier. But it feels like 150 raising is still better. So personally, I think I'll probably be still spend my 150 raising on the weekly bosses this week before 2.0 is out. Alright, but this is still huge, because for people who purchase the BP bundle, or even for people who don't purchase, you still get the talent level materials, right? Okay, sorry, I apologize on this. I can't recall whether or not you do get talent level material if you don't purchase the BP. But either way, it is a very good source of Inazuma talent level up materials, given that we are locked by the fact that Inazuma is new content, the domain is new, we don't have any chance to pre-farm. So yeah, BP is actually BP actually has the highest value in my opinion in terms of resources. I know that people will contest about Welking giving more Primogems, etc. But if you talk about materials and the amount of raising it saves, I think the BP is good. Okay, so anyway, that is it for this portion. Thanks everyone for watching. I managed to keep the video at 15 minutes. Okay, if you like the content, remember to like the video and click subscribe for more, yeah? Alright, bye!